think he
Alright,
ran
so
through.
the basic gist behind this
Only one way to
video
find
is I started playing this because I thought that my save data from playing on PS Now would uh, be saved for some reason. It wasn't, so I had to start at the
Vince.
very beginning. But I was
Good to
playing it,
know.
I was like, you know what? This game is very interesting. The controls are. Like, half the
Wow,
time you
that
aren't controlling
should've
the
hurt.
main character. Game's like guidelining you into
Let me
doing
go. Just let me
things.
walk
At least
away.
in the tutorial
Nobody's
part,
ever got to know about
which
any of
I
this.
didn't get to record.
Wait a
but-
minute! Stop it! Stop
Yeah.
talking!
Oh, Henry. I am so very disappointed in you.
Well, we got him, right? I flushed that mean old conduit for you. Good job, everybody. Especially you, guys.
Bioterrorist. Henry Daughtry was a bioterrorist. Conduit.
Okay,
It's a
Karen.
word used by traitors who sympathize with their cause. You're not a traitor, are you?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I try not to be.
You seem nervous.
No, I'm not nervous.
It's been my experience there are only two reasons for people to be nervous. Either they're cowards, or they have something to hide.
Well, you know, I also
Or maybe
nervous
you have a bunch of
girls.
guns and you just encased the guy in concrete. That's a pretty
You were
good
in there
reason
with
to
that
be nervous.
bioterrorist for some time. Did he share anything with you?
Share.
Did he say anything to you? Share any of his ramblings about conspiracies?
You know, there's a better way to cover up a conspiracy
No, he didn't.
or
He didn't share. He-
in the government than to like
Good.
straight up ask someone if
That's
they've been
good
talking about
to hear.
conspiracies, and then when they say no, be like, oh, good,
see-
good.
We are engaged in a life and death war with these bioterrorists, and it's my job to do whatever it takes to ensure that we win that war.
What? It's kind of funny because aren't you a bioterrorist too?
Ooh, got her.
Okay.
Okay, she's a little bit psycho. But I mean, he has a point. She's
Yes, I am.
not
Sometimes you have to
exactly
fight fire with
acting like
fire.
a good
Clear
person.
now that you're not a coward, which means there's something that you're not telling me.
She just tried to
What are you doing?
stab him
Can't
in
do
the
this, you
foot
crazy. I've got rights.
for pointing
I have
out
a
that
legal
she's a
authority to
bioterrorist.
suspend those rights whenever I feel it's necessary. Like now, for instance, I'll ask again.
Like,
What happened in
I don't know, that doesn't sit
I'll
right
tell
with
you
me.
again.
I'm told that hurts.
Okay, I don't get why she says, I've been told that that hurts. Like, of course it does. You literally put a huge
Really?
shard of concrete
Still
through
nothing.
his thigh,
Well-
shin. I don't remember. Through his leg.
Unless you decide that you do have
Like-
something to tell me, I'll go chat with that nice
Did you
old
not
lady.
have common
But you
sense,
should
Karen?
know, concrete is especially hard on brittle
Oh my
bones.
goodness.
And if she doesn't talk, I'll just move on to the next one.
And then she threatens
Next,
an old
someone
lady.
who
Like,
does.
how can you do that
So
and
do you have
believe
something
that
you want to tell
you're
me?
like being a
Or
good
do you prefer
person?
that I move on to your friends here?
Like you can't. But yeah. Another thing I find interesting about this game is it has a very binary view of like good and evil. It's like all conflicts are either this, you're like either really good or really bad. When in reality,
What?
issues are never
Said-
like one this or that. It's
Conduit,
usually like, well,
right?
there's a lot of different
Caught
things,
it
and
a
it's hard to
second
know
ago
which
from-
one's the good decision and
from
which
that
one's the
guy.
bad.
Oh, you
But you
caught
know,
it.
they
Very
try.
funny.
They try.
Ah, God.
And then she tortures people still,
So Betty,
because
maybe you can give me a
yeah,
straight
that's
answer.
what the good guys do. And then this, she spikes
Yeah,
Betty.
I'm
Betty,
told that
she didn't even ask Betty a question. Betty didn't say no or anything, but then she spikes Betty. Then also, like,
How
how
do this?
how is the government not
She
involved?
hurt.
Like, how can people ignore that? Like, is it because they're Native Americans? It's a bunch of Native Americans who got hurt by the government? Is that why people just ignored that it happened? Because that's a lot of people to get hurt.
Walk. What? Where you going? Hey.
But, yeah.
Damn it.
I don't know. This game isn't terrible, but I definitely have questions.
Holy crap, would you look at this?
Look,
Oh,
you know,
like
if
this
you're
right
having second
here.
Thoughts,
Where I get
you
stuck on a
kidding
point in
me?
the ground and
This is
can't go
amazing.
forward.
This is
Watch the little
destruction.
glitch
This
dance.
is self-defense,
Little
man. The
glitch
roadblock
dance.
was set up to
Back and
attack
forth.
them.
Yeah, because they're bioterrorists.
Ah,
Well, it didn't
beautiful.
stop them, and it's not going to stop this bad boy either.
There we go. How fun.
And for God's sake, don't touch anything!
And the dialogue is just
I'm
so
gonna touch
amazing.
Everything.
Like, I'm gonna touch
You're up
everything.
first, little
It's
guy.
like, okay, that sounds gross, man. Like, probably shouldn't be touching everything. Might get some
Okay, yeah,
diseases.
That could definitely be habit forming.
But you know, to each their own. To each their own. And then, yeah. So I'm just ragging on this game, but like, this part, I don't know. It's not exactly bad dialogue. The dialogue in this game isn't stellar. They could have maybe used a few
Delson,
more
we got a
like
problem.
editing
Some of the
sessions.
people on the bus, they saw you doing your super
But-
thingy to clear the way,
Yeah.
and they're afraid of you.
What?
Look, I told you, man. Bioterrorists aren't
Like,
especially popular.
This what am I like Rosa Parks and they want me to
for
sit
some
on the back of
reason,
the
whenever
bus?
No,
video
they-
games
I want you to sit
mention
outside
or bring
the
up
bus.
or compare to the civil
They don't
rights
want you in
movement,
here, right? They said if you come on, they're gonna get off.
Then
I
let 'em
feel like it
walk.
just
I don't care.
cheapens
You think
it
I
a
can't
little
take
bit.
this door down?
You are not gonna do this.
Maybe I'm the only person who thinks that. But yeah, I think it just cheapens it a little bit. But I will say this looks good. Like, I know it's probably like pre-rendered cinematic or whatever. But like, I don't know if it's like the PS5 upgrade. But yeah, that does look good. Like, this section right here
Coming, Reg.
does look very nice. Other than like the whole movement looking weird because the game guide rails your movement a lot of the times. So then it looks like I'm moving in weird ways, but it's because I'm running into like the guide rails and it's not letting me do the things I want to. Which, I mean, it's meant to make everything look as
Not good.
action movie superhero-esque as possible, but also like when you're playing, if you're watching it, it looks good, but if you're playing, it feels
Shot.
a little bit, I don't know, it feels off because they're taking away agency. You can't do what you want. And then this is just me being an idiot and not realizing that I have to be on top of a car. But that doesn't make
Cosmos,
sense. Like a
keep 'em
superhero
coming.
jump, like does the car metal have like some special properties that make it so that I can do a superhero jump, or they just want to limit how much you can actually use your powers, I guess. So yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
The jumping looks like the jumping animation isn't terrible, but it does look a little bit janky. Okay. Not exactly sure that that's how people jump, but they tried. They did try. But yeah, and then this is the part where like the flow finally gets going, gets interrupted by a
It's really not a good time,
basically meaningless call from Betty. Like, it doesn't add anything to the story other than the fact that she knows that they went to Seattle. She's like, okay. I mean, we would probably assume that she knows they went to Seattle. But yeah, you know, maybe the developers were thinking more about like, make it feel like an action movie than like, hey, keep the flow going. I don't know.
Cut it out.
Then again, it's hard to do stuff, but Anyways, this was my pre-review. Hope you enjoyed.